Hi everybody, and welcome back to Valuteer. In this video we want to take you through the community partners functionality in Valuteer. Community partners are outside groups of volunteers that you interact with, and these can be professional associations, corporate organizations, sports teams, or families, for example. So with that, let's show you how to create one of these. The first thing we want to do is click the community partners menu link on the left hand side here. And then to create a new community partner, we can click the add new community partner button in the top right corner, or we can choose the plus button in the title bar of the current panel. If we do that, we get our add new community partners link or a page up. On the add new community partner page that we've got up in front of us, we have two panels that we need to be aware of. The first being the details panel, where we'll put in some general information about our community partner, and then we need to create a main contact in the main contact panel for this partner as well. So once we've added our general details and our main contact information, we need to click the Save Community Partner button down the bottom right hand side in order for us to create this community partner. And when we do that, a welcome email is going to be sent to our main contact here, inviting them to confirm their account in Valuteer by creating a password. So with that, let's click the Save Community Partner button, and we'll be taken back to our community partner screen, and it should create our group for us. Now, if we want to edit our group, we can click the name of the group, and we get back into their partner details screen, where we can update the general details for their group, as well as add new contacts to the group. So what we want to do now is to log out of Valuteer as our demo user, and we want to take a look at the email that got sent to our new contact, as well as what the steps are that they're going to need to take in order to activate that account and log into their group account. So to do that, we'll log out, and then we'll close our web browser, and then we'll take a look at the email here that they've received. So our new contact will receive the following email here with a link in it to activate their account. And if we click on the link, we'll get sent to the login screen, and it's slightly different than the standard login screen here, in that it states that you've been invited. So what we've got to do here is just set a password and check the checkbox to agree to the terms of service and privacy policy. And when we do that, it'll set the password for this new account. And then if we just put in the username and hit enter, what it'll do is it'll show us a couple different options here. Now the reason it does this is that when we create a new contact, or create a contact in general at a community partner, it creates a volunteer account as well. So when we do this, when we log in as a contact, we need to choose one of the following options here. Or in this case, because we want to choose to manage our group's volunteers, we'll choose the Manage My Group's Volunteers option. Then when the user logs in, they'll be able to see the community partner functionality, self-service functionality in Valuteer. So when they log in to manage their group's volunteers, they're going to see two menu options here. One is the Opportunities screen, and the second is the Our Volunteers screen. Now the Opportunities screen is where they're going to go to assign, they're going to view the opportunities that you've sent to them, as well as manage their volunteers for those opportunities. The other screen that they have access to is the Our Volunteers screen. And if they click on this, they'll be able to get into the volunteers page, where they can upload or create their own volunteer records here, so that when we create opportunities for them, they can assign them those volunteers to the wait list, or approve them for active service, assign them to a wait list, and assign them to shifts in the opportunity. You'll also notice that up in the top right corner here, we've got two buttons. We've got our Import Volunteers button and Add a New Volunteer button. So if they already had an Excel spreadsheet ready to go with their volunteer information, they can simply import those volunteers by clicking the Import Volunteers button. And we'll quickly go through this just to show you how similar it is to the Import Volunteer function that you may be already familiar with as a Valuteer client. So when we click on the Import Volunteers button, we get the same copy and paste volunteers from Excel functionality that is available to voluntary org users in Valuteer. So we've got a couple of volunteers here that we can import, and again we'll just copy and paste those from the spreadsheet and click the Format Volunteers button. And when we do that, we can see that our data looks pretty good. But if we ever wanted to undo that, we can click the Reset button But if we're ready to import our volunteers, which it looks like we are, we can click Import Volunteers. Now, the one thing you may notice that's different compared to the other import we've done before is that there's no ability to send these new volunteers an email asking them to log in or create a password for their account here. If we click Import Volunteers, we can see that we've got our volunteer details saved, and we can close out of the import screen. Now we go back to our volunteers page. We have our main contact listed as a volunteer, as well as our two new imported volunteers. You can also see that on the left-hand side of each volunteer record is an edit button, and on the right-hand side is a delete button. So let's quickly edit Heather's record here. As a new contact at a new group, we only needed her first name, last name, and email address to get her off the ground. So if we wanted to add any address information, we can certainly do that. Again, we're going to use our Google Address Lookup service to keep our data clean. And we can also reset her password if we wanted to. So main contacts have access to the reset password functionality here. So if Heather ever forgot her password, she can use the reset password link on the login screen, or can have another contact come in here and reset her password for her. Now that we've made our changes, we can save the volunteer. So now we've got our updated information for Heather, as well as our standard information for our other volunteers here. So at this point, folks, we're going to shut down this video, and in the next video we're going to show you how to create a volunteer opportunity for a community partner, and then log in as the community partner contact again and show you what they can do to manage those opportunities and their volunteers. As always, folks, if you have any questions or concerns about this information, please contact us through the user menu by clicking the help link. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.